Howdy.
What's going on?
Howdy.
Welcome to the show, everyone. This is lunch. How you doing, Chris?
Doing good. How about you guys?
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, all right. My shoulder's killing me.
Been a little busy day.
Today's been a busy day. I like the shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So, welcome to the show, guys. In case you don't know this gentleman standing between us, this is Mr. Chris Vera. It's in the comments all the time. We've had him on Hi-Fi Vegas show. And today, he made the long trip home. He's just so happy to be passing by the store. So we're like, hell yeah, you can stop by. And we put him to work, too, which is also kind of nice. So he volunteered. He's a sucker. But no, he helped us out today. We're moving, so we spent a lot of time moving, doing moving stuff.
Yeah.
Giving a hand wherever I can, you know?
Oh, no, trust me.
That was awesome stuff.
It was awesome. Very. And we're like, first he said, can I come and be on the show? Then he's like, well, I'll help you.
It was the other way around.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the other way around.
I'm joking. You'd think you'd know this by now. But today we're going to have some fun. We're going to answer some questions. For those of you who don't know Chris, tell them a little bit about yourself for those guys that are new to the show.
So I'm Chris Vera. I've been an installer for about 4 years now. I work for Best Buy up in Destin. So just that's about it. Used to be a butcher and now I do car audio.
Are you okay?
No.
You
Destin is the new vacation capital of Florida, right? Seems that way.
Stay home, please.
Yes, please come to Clearwater. We don't mind.
Yeah.
But so he's going to help us answer some questions today because we're going to get a Best Buy's perspective on this, which is fun. Yeah.
I will try.
I know you'll try so hard.
Some of the questions get intense, you know?
They do.
They might be even over mine, you know?
I don't know. I mean, if they are, that's what Fernando's for.
What?
Exactly. So if you guys have questions, go ahead, get them queued up. Fernando's going to start digging through those and doing his thing. So we'll do that. But before we get to that, we'll go through here and we'll come in and we'll say, "What's up, Frank?"
All right. So
I'm glad I can listen to something good to get my mind off of what's going on in the world. Steve, I totally understand what you're talking about. And yes, car audio, talk, therapy I need today. You know, it's funny. Our good friend Todd Ramsey that just passed away.
mm-hmm.
The last podcast that the Old Fashioned Gary and Maddie did,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I got to listen to this, especially after building his car. So last night I got home from work and went for a nice long walk because
Mm-hmm.
the girls are out. So I had no one to bother me, put on my headphones and just cruised. Got about an hour's worth of the podcast. I think there's another 2 hours to go.
I mean,
But
yours was what, 3 hours too?
I'm not complaining. I'm just
You
saying.
guys don't know like the time.
Yeah, we don't know. Morning, gentlemen. Cloudy, rainy, 51 degrees in Central Ohio. Oops, wrong show. It's all right, man. We totally understand. Good morning good afternoon from San Diego. Sorry, wrong day. Watching from the garage, teaching the boy how to work on cars.
Awesome.
Dude, that is totally a dad thing.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Never had that.
Haley never wanted to do nothing like
Oh,
that?
no, Haley and I have done it, but dad and, like I had Haley help me change the battery in her car.
I mean, she put her radio on her
She
car.
put a radio in her car.
You know?
Right. I'm just saying.
I used to hate my dad calling me out to work on cars.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it.
Well, her battery in her car sucks.
Yeah, because you got to remove
All that crap. Yeah. So that's like a 45-minute job. So she loved that.
I hate doing mechanic stuff, man.
Oh, I hate it with a passion.
I hate it. I'm not that. Yeah, no.
Like the show. Hey, what's
Like
up,
that
Pizza
show.
Dave? Good
What's
evening
up,
from
man?
Vermont. From Vermont?
Vermont.
Yeah, sure. We'll
Close.
call it is. Yes. Good evening. What's up? I almost read time as 6. Just check to make mate. Yeah. So we've been lately starting the Saturday show at 5. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice.
Better.
It's better for us because then we get out of here on time and the girls,
I really want to have a little bit of life,
Very small, right?
I mean, I'm a small guy, so
10 to 5.
10 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday. Ooh, so you get
Monday,
Sunday and Monday off.
Monday off.
That's cool.
I
right?
Like that. I like that too. But I used to have
because it's like
Wednesdays.
Monday, you still get like a regular.
You can get stuff done.
You go to
You have
places
time to make
and-
appointments.
Correct.
And all that.
and then Sunday just enjoy. That's awesome. You suck, buddy. Damn it.
Afternoon, Denver. What's up?
Oh, here we go. Right there. Hang on.
Hi.
Hi, guys. All right.
What's your name?
My name?
It's Chris Vera from Best Buy. You've actually met before. You've met Ada before, right? You've met her in Orlando.
I know us.
Yeah.
Right, Joseph.
What's up, Buttercup? Joseph Norton in the house. You know, music is the way. Or Museway is the way.
Music
I don't
is
know.
the way.
Is it music?
It's
the way?
music.
That
is
feels
the way.
very Mandalorian.
Yeah.
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 This
A little
is
bit.
the way.
Smidge.
I don't know, but you notice that like this year we had Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mandalorian, the girl that's the Mandalorian, never had her helmet on. Not only did she, when she did have it on, she got it knocked off like twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't know what kind of strap she's using, but, you know.
There was no straps at that point.
And there's Boston Mike. Boston Mike and Ad are in the same room right now, which is kind of creepy because they're both texting the show. They should be holding hands. Just saying.
Are they going to get it like,
Go
6 inches?
Go get a 6-inch donut or a 6-inch turkey sandwich and a Diet Coke. They should.
Maybe.
Addy, gotta ask him about the Diet Coke and the turkey sandwich.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Right there,
That's-
baby.
That's not for prime time. Good morning from Sydney. What's up? That's on my bucket list. Question.
It would be nice to go to Sydney.
Why did you open the bottom of the bag, Dean? Ooh, that is a wonderful question. I'm glad you noticed. So I always open the bottom bag of chips. Do you know why I open the bottom bag of chips?
Why?
Because the top of the bag of chips has all this crap to get through. And I like to do the whole this, open my bag like that. So the bottom of the bag has less sealage than the top of the bag. So the top of the bag is big because it's got the hook. So I always open from the bottom because there's less crap in the way.
Makes sense.
Right?
It makes sense.
Now, Fernando, he opens it with a razor knife and he mutilates the bag. He's not stopping until that pitch is gone.
Yeah.
I do the razor blade too.
Yeah.
The Olfa?
Yeah.
Man, then he Valentina's the hell out of it.
I mean.
It looks like a
Why would
bloodbath.
you not? Dude, I bring some, shoot.
You bring some shoot? Wow.
Bamboo shoot?
Hey, you brought some of those nuts.
Japanese style peanuts.
Yeah, I've had those.
You ever have those?
I like my teeth the way they are.
And then you put like salsa Valentina in there. Ah, dude. They awesome.
Are they spicy normally or just?
This one's no, they are normal. But
Well, I think I've got you those with wasabi on them.
Yeah, they gone.
And the
wasabi ones are good.
Yeah, I like wasabi, but not on my nuts. Actually, I'm learning how to install the right way.
Oh, because he used
did I
to
do that
install in
wrong?
the left.
Yeah, he's just
The
using his
left
left
way.
hand.
Yeah.
So he's using Mike's right hand.
Very good. So there you go.
That makes total sense. You lefty or righty?
Righty.
Okay.
There you go. So
So
now
you know how to
everybody's
do it
on the
the
right
right way.
side.
Yeah.
I know how. He does. Sue's a left, so she had screwed up too. Yeah. I didn't know Mike was a lefty. Or Adam was a lefty. Somebody was a lefty. So, anyways, let's move on. So,
Hang on. Right
Yep.
there. Yep.
Can DSP provide clean water? Well, if it's a distillation, sulfur, phosphate, I don't know. I'm a suck at acronyms. Can it provide clean water? I mean,
No.
yeah, no, can't. Yeah, clean water, no. But thank you for asking and dropping us a 5. That's very cool.
Right.
Joseph, I hate The Mandalorian. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the show. It's like very hard to watch. I've liked Obi-Wan Kenobi and I liked Ahsoka, but everything else has been crap.
I haven't seen Ahsoka yet.
It was awesome. It was probably the best one so far. I think Obi-Wan was. They're just so good. Anyways, I have an aquatic radio on my motorcycle. The volume goes up to 40. I'm running it into my DSi 3 DSP. I don't know what that is. And the clip comes on at 18. How can I see and change the electrical signal? Ooh, all right. This is a fun one. So the first thing we need to figure out is how much voltage is coming out of the fact that motorcycle radio that you have, the aquatic radio. Do you know the best way to do that?
With a multimeter?
Yep, you can do it with a multimeter. So you're going to set your digital multimeter. You have to have a digital multimeter for one. And you're going to set it to
AC voltage.
Bingo. And you're going to play a test tone. Actually, you're going to play multiple test tones at 0 dB. So you want to play like a 0 dB 40 hertz test tone, 1,000 hertz test tone, maybe somewhere in the higher end, maybe 10,000. Go like 500, and just get a voltage reading output at maximum volume. And that's going to give you a number. It should be somewhere, let's say 2 to 4 volts. That's 2.00 or 4.00. Okay, and that's going to tell you the maximum amount of voltage that is coming out of that radio. Next thing you might want to do is go down to that 18 that you were talking about and see what the voltage is there. After you've gotten those numbers, and write it down on a sheet of paper so that you actually know what you did, is you're going to want to find out the input voltage on the DSP.
Yeah.
So, for example, there are some manufacturers, Dayton, that makes a DSP, Dayton, and it only has a 2-volt input. Sucks. So if you run 4 volts of input into it, clips like a Banshee, and it's very bad. So, for example, we took Fernando's Sony GS9 and ran it into the input of one of those, and the GS9 puts out 4.5 volts. And it just, you couldn't get the volume halfway up, and the DSP would just go to crap because it wasn't capable of handling the input voltage.
Yeah.
So that's really what you got to figure out. Now, if you go through all of this, and let's say it says it's 4 volts of output, and the DSP will only handle 2.5 volts or 2 volts of input, then what you need to do is figure out a way to turn that down. That's going to be difficult. Couple different ways you can do it. Some radios have source level control where you can go in and adjust the volume on specific things. A lot of the times, though, they won't let you do it on FM. Kenwood will, but not all of them. The other thing you could do, too, is put a line level adjustment in there. So some form of like a subwoofer level control that has RCA inputs and outputs. You can use that to turn the voltage down so you can then turn the radio output or get a better DSP. Now, if your DSP can handle 4 volts of input, and you're giving it 4 volts of signal, then what you want to do is do the same test, just do it on the other side of the DSP and figure out what's happening. You may have the input sensitivity on your DSP turned up too high. Set the DMM to AC voltage, correct. Does that make sense?
You could also, some like the Kenwoods and the Pioneers, they have like
Level
in the level control. So you
Yeah.
can drop the level control to help with that.
Or if you just want to use the front output, you can fade it all the way to the rear.
Yep.
There's a couple. Well, what you're trying to do is get that voltage matched. But yeah, does that? Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
See,
good.
wasn't that
Good.
hard?
No,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
bad.
I
No.
know, it's crazy, right? All right, what do you got for us, Fernando?
All right, ready? You want?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Yep, I gotta throw up a sponsor. Thank you, Fang. Let me do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go here. Hey, if you'd like the way to control your voltage, Audio Control does make a product that'll do that. Do you know which one it is? I do that because I'm going to turn around and read the box.
LCI1?
No, you can do it. Well, you can do it with LCI1 because it's a line driver. But if you'd like the best in line driver, you want to check out the Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix is a 6-channel line driver. It's small, it's compact, but the LC1, good call. The LC1 is also a line driver. You could put the LC1 between the radio and the DSP and control the output voltage. Yeah, good. I didn't even think of that. Way to go, Chris. High five. Damn, that was a good call. And you'd like to know more? Check out Audio Control at audiocontrol.com, where they also have the new P&W speakers. But we'll save that for another show. Have you seen those?
I have seen them. I saw them at Knowledge Fest, and I've actually installed a couple of their subs.
Really?
I really enjoyed the subs. They sound real good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Dude, my shoulder's just dead. Oh, God. Want to get ready this winter to do the wife's 2018 IS350 Lexus F Sport with the Mark Levinson system, keeping stock stereo. Want to add amps for speakers and subs. Any advice to start off? 2000 IS350 Lexus. That's Toyota. Can you check pack-audio.com real quick? We'll see if they make a Amp Pro.
Okay, so what are we looking for?
2018 IS350 Amp Pro.
Yeah, I think they have a.
Lexus.
Yeah.
IS.
So Fernando's going to check here real quick to see if we have a Amp Pro for this, and that does me no good. We'll just turn that off.
No.
Nothing.
No.
It's only into
2019. Yeah,
2017.
Okay. All right, so there is no Amp Pro for that, which means no one
Now
else
that doesn't mean that it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
You don't think like
No,
they
'cause
had
they
it
probably-
validated?
But there's a chance, but I doubt it.
I mean, it's 2017, 2018.
I don't. It could be the same car.
I
Who
would
knows?
call them.
They do go up to 2017, but they might not be anything for the 2017.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Either way, at that point, what you have to do is what we call speaker for speaker, which is figure out. I'm going to come back to this one. I'll come back to the College Station question. So at this point, we have to do speaker for speaker, which means the first thing is to
Find out how many speakers you have.
damn, you're good. All right. So why do we need to find out how many speakers I have? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to let Chris take
So
over.
know how many channels of amplification you need to power each speaker.
Talk to that.
Oh,
I know what you're saying. I can hear you. Yeah. So Chris is right. So we need to figure out first off what speakers we want to retain. That's the most important thing. So obviously we want the factory subwoofer. If it has a center channel, even if you don't want to, you have to retain it because it's going to screw up the Mark Levinson system without it. Now, the nice thing is the Mark Levinson system probably sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Most of them do, meaning it has a good surround effect to it. So really all you need to do is make it louder. I would still do a DSP, but at this point I'm going to try to figure out, do I need 8 channels, 10 channels, 6 channels? So for example, we need to find out what's going on up front and then buy the corresponding size DSP. So my first step is do not buy anything. Find out how many channels you have and buy the appropriate pieces based on that.
Yes.
Then go speaker for speaker. So if it has a tweeter in the dash, put a tweeter. If it has a 2.5, put a 2.5, a 3, match sizes. And do not think you're going to sum anything. Just do yourself a favor and don't try to sum stuff unless you're a next level guy, in which case then you could try to sum it. But it's just as easy to buy a multi-channel amplifier and just go channel for channel. Now, what you'll probably find out is like the tweeter in the mid-range share a channel, which is fine because you can run that input, let's say, into 1 and 2, and then use 3 and 4 of an amplifier to power active tweeter active mid-range because it's playing a full range signal through that. But keep in mind, you're going to want all your speakers up front. Oh, what was that? How did it do that? Did you see that?
No,
Mhm.
Thumbs up that just popped up?
Yeah.
How?
Oh, another one. Look at that.
How in the heck does that work? I've never seen that before.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That
must
is
be
pretty
something
cool.
new.
That must be
Ah,
something new.
Like maybe somebody
I
hit
have
the
no
like
idea.
button.
It was pretty neat. Anyways, we want to find out channels and then start buying products. So do a little research into it first. Now you can call PAC if you want and find out if there is a significant difference between 17 and 18. Like if they did a body change, or if you're one of those guys that knows everything about the car, then you'll know if there was a significant body change between 17 and 18, because usually that's where the cutoff point is. But as Fernando said, sometimes they just haven't gotten to validate the car yet. So the 18 or the 17 could work, just have validates. Now, if it does work, that opens a whole new can of craziness, because now we just have an amp pro, just give us 6 channels of preamp out. We can do anything we want at that point.
Yep.
So it does make it a little easier. However, if you do have the Mark Levinson system, sometimes going after it is fun. Now, keep in mind, you're going to need load resistors because it's going to need that. And also you have to make sure the car doesn't have any fake engine noise. I know it sounds stupid, but a lot of cars have it now, whether it's something that's generated from the exhaust system or something they just pipe in. It will have to be disabled.
And it's quite annoying.
It is very annoying.
Thanks, Lawrence. Hey, can you recommend someone in San Antonio, Texas, to help me tune my DSR-1? Not Art. He only does Helix.
Honestly, the easiest thing to do, if you haven't thought of it, is to reach out to Rockford or go to their website. I believe they have a dealer locator.
They do.
And find the closest dealer to you there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone other than Art in San Antonio, and he would be, I mean, it's kind of sad that he can't break it. Yeah, but anyways, I would just go to their website and see if you can find a dealer locator to do that. We have done a bunch of videos on it, but I don't know if that'll help. Someone also asked on there about College Station. Texas College Station. The only place that I know of in College Station is MTI or Mobile Toys Inc.
Yeah. I mean, you always can call, you know.
That's where Jeff is working, right? Jeffrey Holt.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. MTI Acoustics.
Yep. All right. Give it to me. One more. Drop it. All right. Good afternoon, fellas. Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My buddy wants me to ask what you recommend for a 2020 Hyundai Tucson to replace all speakers and add some subs and amps. I mean, this is going to be very similar to what we just talked about with the Lexus,
Yep.
I feel. There again, it's 2020 Hyundai. Without knowing whether it's premium audio or base audio, that's hard to tell. Metra may be making a harness for that at this point. You can find it on metraonline.com. They do make a bunch of standalone harnesses that you can go
Pac
into.
has the harness.
I don't remember seeing the Kia Hyundai harness. I don't know. I was putting them away today. I didn't remember seeing it, but they may. Pac may.
Yeah,
a lot of these companies now are making into the radio harnesses for these. But with that being said, it's a 6.5 component up front, 6.5 in the back. It's just going to depend what you have that you're dealing with. I mean, if you're just trying to do straight power, buy something that has a good high level with a low level built into it. You're going to need some form of load resistor. I mean, you can do an LC7i, the new LC7i Pro, or if it's just 4-channel, you can do an LC5i Pro that has load resistors built into them. But yeah, it's just going to depend on what it is.
Yeah, the big thing is premium audio or not.
Yeah. Kicker key, line driving, a CX 360.4, the mid-bass bridge. Do you need to voltage match the output for the CA 360.4? Okay, so technically no, because when you run the key, you'd have to run the key afterwards. The key is going to auto level at that point. It's going to auto level left to right. So if there's too much signal, it's automatically going to turn it down. I would recommend getting as close as you can, like the little thingies, as close as you can. I mean, it's not that hard to voltage match, but in the end of the day, as long as it's close, the key will do the rest with its microphone, unless it's tragically off. So, I mean, you just got to get close on the dials.
I think he's using a key lock to feed the 360.
Oh,
I think that's what he's doing.
Oh, he's not using a key. Oh,
no, he's running a 360 by 4 bridge for mid bass, so bridge 2 channels, and then
then you have to then you do need a voltage match.
Yeah, you do need a voltage match.
I thought you were talking like a key as a kicker.
The key amp,
yeah, the key amp. Okay, in that case, yeah, you do need to voltage match them, because the key is only going to voltage match what's coming out of the source unit, not the X outside of the source unit. So if you add a key, then no. If you have a key lock, then yes, voltage match, correct. Which, you can almost do by ear at that point if you wanted to center the image, because you could just turn one up and one down.
And then you could always fine tune it on the radio too if you have a radio.
I mean, I would just voltage match. So for those of you that don't know how to voltage match, we actually talked about it at the beginning of the show. So you're going to play a test tone, and what we typically do is turn the volume up to its maximum undistorted volume, blah, blah, blah. And then what?
Then you hook your test leads up, set it to AC, test leads of your multimeter, hook it to the outputs, set it on AC voltage, and then adjust it to where it's not clipping, and then you see what voltage you're doing, and then just pass it to the next set of channels.
So you want to find out first which one is louder and which one is quieter. So you want to make sure you go to whatever the lower of the two. So you have to go to the lowest common denominator. So let's say on one side it's clipping here and the other side it's clipping here. You got to bring this one down to match the quieter one. And no amplifiers, none, will put out the same amount of the wattage left to right. That's why it's like you almost, like if you get close, you're fine. Because like we've dynoed plenty of 2 and 4 channel, and it's like it can be off tragically off. I mean, the gain could be just a quarter, a little hair off, and it's crazy. Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I'm not losing any sleep over it, but I'm also picky. All right, what do you got? All right, Dean, Bobby, 2018 Kia Forte now has a T harness. Going to run a key 200.4 and a key 500.1. Should I run speed wire from the head unit to the key, then speed wire back to the head unit?
You can technically, but I mean,
are you doing front and rear, Bobby? If you're doing front and rear, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're just doing front stage, yeah, you still could. Yeah, why not? I would do it. Yeah. I mean, we've done it before. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah, that's what we would do. So, yeah, because you can tap the 501 off of the front output of the 200.4. Yeah. Dean, okay, if you do an advanced tune for a client like the Helix DSP, would you go over extensively with the customer how to set up conductor director, or would you just do work and have Paul deal with client? So here's the fun part. If it's my client, which most of the time it is, no, we sit out, and if it's my client, I'm going to show you everything. I take you out to the car. We go through everything that we did. We cover all the knobs, all the buttons, where the fuse holder is, show you where we mounted the amplifiers, the full tour of what just happened.
Yeah.
If Fernando sells the job, Fernando will go out there and do it. And if Paul sells the job, Paul will go out there and do it. Most of the time, sometimes he wimps out and he has one of us do it just because he doesn't know what he sold, or he just was like, hey.
He's busy talking with
whatever.
customers or something.
But yeah, we would show you everything. It's just like if we put a radio with CarPlay or Android Auto, have you ever used it before? No. Okay, let's walk through it. Let's set up your phone. As far as the conductor / director, believe it or not, we don't do a lot of those because there's not a lot of people just don't have the need for what it does, because most people don't need system volume. Most people aren't doing multiple sources, and there's usually an easier way to do subwoofer control. So other than having preset EQs, which most of the time we're not doing preset EQs, because if that's a thing, then it just depends on what source unit we're using. But yeah, we don't do a lot of conductors, but we'd show you how to use it. I can't make up my mind, or I can make up my mind on what I want to put in my 2004 GMC extended cab. What would you put in this truck for equipment with a $2,000 to $3,000 budget? Head unit, speakers, amps, and subs. I don't know about you, but this sounds like a perfect Best Buy question. Okay, so dial it in for us, Chris. You got $2,000 to $3,000 budget. Obviously, you want some kind of source unit. The only thing he's not talking about here is who's putting it in. So let's just assume, for shits and giggles, he's going to put it in. Mm-hmm. So let's try to save like $300 in the end for parts, maybe. Okay. So what kind of radio are we doing?
Kenwood radio.
So it's a 2004. So that means we got to put the big dash kit in it.
Yeah, which is about $200.
So you're going to do short chassis?
Short chassis.
So like a 706. 706
or an 8709 if you want wireless.
Okay.
That's an extra $100. So you're looking at $500. The pack harness like 160.
Well, we'll figure that. That's like
radio, like $700. So you're looking at $700 for the radio.
For wireless.
For wireless CarPlay.
And then the 709 is a little cheaper. It's like
a little
cheaper.
$100 cheaper.
Okay, so all right. So we got a radio. All right. So now we need. What do you want to do for speakers? So it's 2004. So it has that tweeter in the door.
Yeah.
It's got the tweeter and 6 in the door. So they're right next to one another. So do we want to go just a really nice set of components, or coaxials, or do we want to do an inexpensive coaxial?
You could do a nice coax set.
Okay.
Kicker KS. If you want to go budget friendly, Kicker KS. 6.5 KS rears.
Yeah.
You can do I know Dean doesn't like it, but I would do a Pioneer 4-channel. Does 100 by 4.
Well, keep in mind we got a budget of $2,000 to $3,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we still got a sub.
And then
why don't we just do the 5-channel then?
Oh yeah, you can do the 5-channel. Yeah.
Okay.
5-channel save you on wiring.
Well, not do at that point. Why not just do an 802.5 from Kenwood?
I don't know about the 802.5. I'm selling it like with what I know.
Okay. You guys don't sell Kenwood amplifiers.
Yeah, we don't sell those nice amplifiers like you guys.
Okay, so we'll say a Pioneer or a Kenwood amplifier. Yeah. They're probably really close to one another in price.
Yeah. 5-channel Pioneer amp, and then just a typical. You could do a dual comp art 12 box, and you got your full system.
Yeah, dual comp art is pretty.
Dual comp art, nice, is reasonable price, and it's going to get you where you want to be at, and you're going to have full sound. And you're going to be right around $3,000.
706, a set of. We could probably squeeze in the if we didn't want it, we could probably squeeze in the KS components up front. Mm-hmm. So KS components up front, coaxials in the rear, either a Pioneer or a Kenwood 5-channel. It's what, the 9605 or is it 9805? I don't even know.
9805.
9805 or the 802.5. That's Pioneer, Kenwood. and then a set of comp R box, either 10 or 12, depending on how much bass you want, because the amps will both power both of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd probably be right about budget.
Yeah, that'd probably be right around budget.
You don't have enough money for all the accessories and stuff.
Accessories and install. You'll be right around there.
Now, if you're going to pay someone to install it, you're out of budget. But if you're going to install it yourself,
you're pushing
in budget.
close.
Yeah. That's going to need a 4-gauge. Like I said, you're going to need just head over to Pack-Audio, or no, actually for that, you're going to go to Metra. Because Metra, I believe, makes that dash kit. I don't know if Pack makes that or not. But pack-audio.com or metraonline.com will give you a list of the accessories you need. 2004 should be a GM24. So
no, the 2004 doesn't need the full bezel. It's a 2003.
So
yeah, so it's just a little
even cheaper.
Yeah, so you got a little bit more money for budget because you don't need the full replacement dash kit. You just need the little $17 bracket kit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then so that's a smart harness though. That's gonna.
It is the pack harness.
So for Pack, they make the LC. If you're not doing a backup camera, you can do the LC GM24, which is low cost, which is even cheaper. So 2004 is the small dash kit. Yep. So there you go. So cheaper. So I would look for the Pack LC harness because those are like quarter of the price of everybody else's harness.
If you're not trying to retain OnStar and you're not doing a backup camera and all that, you might as well get the LC.
Yeah.
Because it'll still do steering wheel controls.
What's up, Dean and Fernando?
And that would be the same question like what you guys talk about. Just
can you recommend a budget brand replacement, a factory Bose system, and a 2005 GMC Yukon? So if you're looking to integrate into the factory Bose system, at that point, you're going to want to go with either Radio Advanced or but pack-audio.com. I like to use the 4. So they have the 3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
You guys only use 5s.
Yeah.
So that's a Radio Pro 5. Do you guys use the Radio Pros or do you use the new ones? I feel like you guys use the advanced.
The pack models?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use the new
advanced
box.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah. But the RP4 is the minimum you need to integrate into Bose. Now it is going to be a 24-bit system, so for that you're going to want to pick up 2 noise filters, 2 inline noise filters, because you're going to get noise.
I've never had noise
because you're doing the advanced.
Yeah.
So if you use the advanced or you go with the RP5 that passes through the module, then you won't have the problem. But I don't like dealing with OnStar, so the RP4 bypasses OnStar, and I can do external noise filters.
Yeah, gotcha.
And but yeah, I mean, if you like it easier, just get the RP5. But then you got to program out OnStar, which sucks.
Yeah,
yeah, I know, right? And I don't think iData makes a 24-bit.
No.
Yeah, and they tell me to do it.
I have a 2004 Suburban, so
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
they don't know.
Okay, what's up, fellas? Hey, I've been learning so much from you guys. I really appreciate the help. Have you guys ever heard of a DSP brand called Stag? Yes. I got a killer deal on a 6 to 8. Yeah, Stag is out of Europe. Wasn't that the brand that what's his name is bringing into the country now? Was that Stag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the guys that do German Maestro, the distributor for that, were bringing Stag into the country. I don't know if that ever happened because we stopped talking about it. But it's that time again to change the sponsor. Hey, this half hour's 15 whatever minute sponsor is Focal. That's right. With the new Focal K2 Power M's. Ooh, and also just the regular K2s. We just had the pleasure of putting some K2s in that Dodge Ram that we did this week.
Yeah.
We did the KX2s.
Thank
you. I always get that wrong. KX2s, which is the bigger tweeter and the bigger mid-range. Because in the K2 line, they actually have multiples.
There's the
K2
and the
KX2 are the ones that I love the most.
Uh-huh.
Because the K2 coaxials just like, it's so funny. It's like this $700 coaxial. It's just got to go, okay. But anyways, definitely check them out if you're looking for the best. At least in my opinion.
And we put like what? That was the 2.5 or the 3-inch Ramsey?
We did Mercedes. The 2.5-inch frac mid-range in the center channel.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we did K2 4s in the rear.
Crazy.
Because they do make a high-end 4-inch.
I've only had the chance to install the FLAC speakers, but let me tell you,
FLACs are nice.
They sound good.
And then you have then you have right below FLACs, which is slate fiber. So slate fiber is It's actually really neat because they break up the crossover. So you have a tweeter crossover and a mid range. They only make a 6.5 coaxial and a 6.5 component. That's it. That's the whole line. But they make a really bitchin' set of home speakers with those in them that are really cool. Which you probably saw those when you were at
Knowledge Fest.
Knowledge Fest. Was this the one you got sick, or was it last year you got sick?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What DSP sound better on stock or budget aftermarket? So immediately Museway pops in my head because, you know, Museway is a reasonably priced DSP line. Multi-channels, they have like a DSP amplifier for just about everything. However, have you done anything with Optim8? You guys don't do Alpine.
Yeah, we have the Optim8 too.
Okay, so Alpine makes the new Optim series. They have an Optim8, which is an amplifier / DSP with a bunch of power. And then they just came out with the Optim6, which is a 6-in, 6-out standalone DSP, extremely reasonable for a brand like Alpine. You have the DSR1, which is 4-in, 8-out. That is probably the most reasonable. If you're on the higher end side of reasonable, you have the Helix that you just got, which is the 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
4 to 6. And then you also have the Arc Audio PSM Pro, which is a 4 or 6 to 8. It's a little tiny guy like this. Now, there's tons of DSPs out there. Those are just a few that pop in our heads.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my shelf over there.
If I'm understanding your question properly, if you're gonna go with a stock or budget, if you're talking about aftermarket radio, spend more money on the radio. You know, because that is the key.
Yeah.
You could if you get a budget radio like an entry level radio, you're not gonna get the same sound as if you get a real good unit.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, so a lot of the times if we're doing aftermarket radio like a Kenwood or something,
you're doing the XR.
We're still doing a 9 series Kenwood.
Yeah.
You know, so we're doing the 9 series Kenwood into a DSP, and I love doing that because that gives us presets in the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do the overall tune. We'll mix, get everything left and right, all that tuned up, and then then you can make like a news setting or talk radio setting or whatever, and you can play with it up front as opposed to. And you can turn on loudness. Ooh, I like good loudness.
I had an in-depth conversation about loudness the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you just school him on it?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you took all my...
All your advice went just...
Did you go, well, Dean says this.
He kept arguing with me. I mean, Facebook groups,
Oh, they were telling you it's terrible?
Kept arguing with me. Oh, no, that just sends your radio into clipping. I go,
no, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
If you're clipping...
So the best part, like the best way to see it, so we've never done a standalone loudness video, and we really wanted to, but then we did the audio control, the difference between Acubase and Epicenter.
Mm-hmm.
And we in that video, we gave a really good demonstration of what loudness is and why Acubase is used to offset factory loudness or dynamic EQ.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, we need to just break it into its own video.
Break it into its own video with just a head unit.
Yeah, and just kind of talk about it because a lot of people don't get dynamic EQ. And one of the things I like about like the Helix and the Moscone is they give you the ability to create your own dynamic EQ. And that's really awesome because being able to change the way something sounds as it gets louder or quieter is kind of important.
Yeah.
So anyways, moving on. Fernando. What's the easiest way to do rear fill in a 2021 Toyota 4Runner non-JBL without running new wires?
Those are ones with the rear speakers in the hatch too, right?
I mean, I thought,
Yeah, but they are connected to the rears.
They're connected to the rears in series.
Yeah. So it goes into the door, out of the door, back to the tailgate, and then back up front. So it's like an 8-ohm.
Yeah, it's an 8-ohm.
So if you want to bypass the rear doors, you have to put jumpers in there.
Jumpers.
The little tweeter jumpers into the back door. You have to loop the positive and negative together.
I would just kill the gate speakers because they're not gonna do. And then run the rear door speakers on 4
Yeah. So if you take the rear, so if we're getting the question right, the rear speakers are in series. So the positive comes into the rear door, and then the negative goes out and it goes to the positive of the tailgate speaker, and then that negative comes up front. If you pull out the rear speaker and just loop the 2 wires, so loop them, that will negate those speakers, and you can just have the rear door speakers. But you do have to disconnect them.
Yeah.
That's how you do that.
For that, you gotta call Paul at the store or email 5starcarstereo@gmail.com.
Spell it out.
Spell it out. Or you can call 727-216-6170, and then you can check the ability for the.
Yeah, and if you have an idea of what you want, it's easier to email because then we can kind of take a look at what you got. Because eventually you're gonna have to email us something.
For sure. All right.
Put a pair of the speakers in the back door. Yeah, I mean, like what we like to do on that one, I'm with you there, Fro, is because Focal has Focal inside, and they make a Toyota plug and play, perfect fit. So we'll just do 2 sets of the 6.5-inch coaxials because they're pretty reasonable and they sound good. Or if you'd like to do like if you just want reasonably placed rear fill that plugs in and sounds better, power base, like I was showing you.
The power base, yeah.
The power base just goes right in, and it's a coaxial, so you get.
But you'll still be running them at 8 ohm, though, right?
It's still going to run series at 8 ohm.
Yeah,
but it's okay because that's all the radio can handle. It's rear fill. So
I'm gonna say that's Chewy, right there.
It is Chewy.
That's Chewy.
It is Chewy. I don't think you ever got a Princess sticker.
No, that was just Chewy.
I mean, that dog is a mess. Cocaine stripper. That's what they call her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. What is 25? What Halfton EQ do you recommend? I tell you what, Paul still say a Halfton EQ, no problem. I mean, I know we got something over there. Probably a massive or a Scar or
the Clarion.
I don't think they have the Clarion.
Really?
Anymore. I think it's massive now. I think he's buying like a massive, which is the same as the Clarion. It's the same exact thing.
We still have, I think, like a Phoenix Gold in there.
Do we?
Yeah.
No. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if we do, that's old.
I used to have one of those Pioneer that had the brain hidden away.
Oh,
and it was like a single DIN screen that had a wire going to it. I thought that was the coolest thing back in the day, man. Woo.
You didn't have the Alpine?
I had the Alpine flip out screen.
Yeah, but you didn't have the Alpine EQ?
No, I had the Pioneer one.
I want a Pyramid.
But I did have
a Pyramid?
The original Alpine flip out screen.
1000 CVA 1000.
Yeah.
CVA 1000. Did you do the hack to get the video into it?
Yeah.
Of course. They were so pissed about that. Yeah. Dude, I had to crawl. So on our display, I had to crawl up to the top of the display and sit up there and like screw with it. Oh, it sucks so bad. Like, you can't do it. I'm like, I bet you I can. Old Phoenix Gold. Okay, when we say old, we don't mean that old. We just mean something that Amp Global made. So, and they're
right. Yeah.
It's not like old,
Don't
like
get
1990s
excited.
cool Phoenix
Yeah.
Gold stuff. Slow it down. It's not that great.
But you can go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything spectacular. Okay, next one.
Right there.
Oh, just curious. Have you done a flip down rear seat entertainment screen in your install career? Oh my God, are you kidding me? I used to. So when that was all the rage, back before you were probably doing this.
No. When I started at Best Buy, we're still doing the drop downs.
But what I'm saying, when did you start?
2018.
Okay, so back before you started in the career, because this was like early 2000s. When all that stuff came out, we used to sell a brand, Rosen, which still exists now, but it's all by AudioBox. But back then, Rosen was really Rosen. It was the real, and they were an airline screen manufacturer. And so they were the only ones using virgin glass. So it was a flip down 4x3 10-inch that was like, it was like $1,000. It was crazy. And all it did was, it was just a screen. You had to buy a DVD and all that crap separately.
Yeah.
But anyways, back then I used to have a calendar and I ran it for like 2 years, and I would just put down either headrests or overhead. And like each week I was doing like 3 or 4 drop downs and 2 or 3 pairs of headrests, and it was nonstop. And we built a process to it, which right now we probably do one a year, maybe. Not even. But there's
like 3 years we don't.
Yeah, I developed an easy way to do it that was like I could put a flip down in anything. Sunroof, no sunroof. The only thing I couldn't put a flip down in was a convertible. But we were putting monitors in places monitors shouldn't go.
I said no.
No, I had it down pat. So what we would do is cut the hole, Didn't care what was above it, air conditioning or not. If it was air conditioning, I'd just seal the air conditioning up. And then, you have the ceiling rails. Okay, so you have the cross members. And those are always body molded in, or, foam, that stupid shit. So what we do is we take and measure between the two frame rails, and then I would cut it right where the, opening was.
Yeah.
And then there was a little gap. So I would take backstrap or metal plating, sharpen it like a knife, and then I would stick it in, and I'd stick it in that way, and I'd put the two pieces together so that they're wedged now.
Yeah.
And then I put a solid piece in the center, which I'd bring that down to the depth of the overhead, and I'd just screw the metal bracket on.
Yeah.
And you could literally hang from this thing. We've actually had a car come in that they had to redo the headliner because the thieves tried so hard to get it out.
They ended up ripping the headliner.
They ended up
taking the monitor out.
Yes. Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, hell yeah, bitch. But that's how we would do it. I've had guys take like Bondo and stick them to the ceiling and do all kinds of crap like that. Originally, Rosen had these body panels with like 3M tape, and oh my God, it would just fall off. And you were like, oh, this sucks. But, there was guys that would slide plywood across and do all kinds of stupid crap. No, man.
I've done plenty of headrest monitors, but not.
So when we started doing headrest monitors, there were just raw screens with no buckets. So I would have to make the buckets, which sucked, because you make them out of 1/4 inch and then sand the crap out of them and get them just to fit. But I had to buy a nail gun that's called a pinner. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
No, I haven't.
Basically shoots a pin, like a sewing pin. It's like, ow. But it's the only thing I could find. You could nail toothpicks with it. That's how I found it. I was watching some late night, and the guy was nailing toothpicks to the wall, and I said, "That's what I need."
No, I never did that. I never did the inlaid ones. I always did the, we still had to run the wire through the seat.
Oh yeah.
But it was always the clip on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we would get the bucket in there and then staple all the upholstery around it, and then super Velcro. I don't know if you've ever seen super Velcro before. It's the hard plastic style Velcro. I think we have a piece.
Yeah.
This stuff.
I have not seen this.
Okay, so
It sticks to itself?
There's
Or has a
a
fuzzy
female
side?
in.
Yeah, okay.
It's not fuzzy. It's all hard plastic. It's here's a little piece. Okay, this is like what GM uses to put their headliners in. Anyways, it's called Super Velcro, but we would actually not use it for the Velcro. It just has the best tape ever, and so we would use it for the tape because we couldn't find super strong double-sided tape, and this double-sided tape worked amazing. So we would use this instead of tape, and then we'd say, "Oh yeah, we can still take it out." We could never take it out. Yeah, but a couple strips of that in there. It was wonderful. I have a 2024 F-150. I changed the factory amplifier and add the Nav TV, but sometimes it turns off and also ground straight to battery. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
It's a Nav TV piece.
I mean, originally the Nav TVs was the badass bitch on the block because they were the only ones available. You ground it to the battery, which is cool. Now Nav TV will be open for the remainder for another year, and then they're going to close. Amp Global now has this piece. Mobridge has this piece. iData will have this piece soon, which is slated to be one of the better sounding versions of this. But more than likely what's happening is, okay, first thing we got to make sure it's the unit that's actually shutting down. If you're losing sound, that's one thing, but we have to make sure it's the unit that's actually locking up. Because even though like it is an Nav TV piece, they are extremely reliable. Like we very rarely do we have, if we don't have a problem in the beginning, very rarely do we have a problem after the fact. Like they don't just,
Yeah.
So what you'd want to do is find out if that is definitely the problem, because it's an easy thing to, blame that. A couple of ways you can do that is like if you have access to a digital multimeter, when the sound drops out, if you were able to pull over, take a digital multimeter and go to the RC outputs of it, and with AC play some form of pink noise or something like that, a constant flow of audio. Pink noise is the best. That's just, you can look up pink noise. and test the output voltage and see if you still have output voltage on the RCA. If you have no sound, like you have no voltage at all, like it's not doing anything, then we know in fact it is that. But if you do have output voltage, then we know it's something downstream. It's past that. So also we want to make sure that the amplifiers are on. If the amplifiers are shutting off, then we know it's that because that's what's controlling the remote turn on. But there again, the units typically don't ever shut off. I mean, it's the last thing in the car to go to sleep is that piece, which is so much fun. And if you had an IRTA too, you could also check and see how it works because that will show you because it's an RTA.
I still haven't got my RTA.
Dude, you suck. Shame on you.
There you go. Perfect.
Mention Dean at Slam 2024 and get $5 off pizza day.
I'm in.
Slam. What slam are we going to though? I mean, I want to go. Best Halloween candy bar: Reese's, Snickers, or Twix?
Twix.
You're a Twix guy?
Yeah.
Haley's a new Twix person too. She's like digging Twix. Fernando.
I don't care.
I'm a Milky Way guy, so.
Milky Way is good too. Has to be frozen though.
Oh my God, dude! Really?
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Man, you like chipped teeth. I can't do that. But they have the new Milky Way caramel, which is funny because it's literally just caramel with chocolate over it.
Yeah.
And it's not a Milky Way.
It's not a Milky Way.
I mean, they could have called it a Twix minus
it's
cookie.
like a Rolo almost.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just said the new Twix caramel. We took the bread out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they tagged it on Milky Way, but it's funny. It does taste really good, though.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yes.
Why?
Just take it off.
Okay. Hey, we'd like to thank the sponsors of today's show, Audio Control at audiocontrol.com, as well as the fine folks at Focal at focal-america.com. Thank you very much.
Do you have any experience with the Morel's 9-inch pre-carbon Lates ADM W9s? You do?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They don't exist anymore.
They do not exist anymore.
Yeah.
I can't find info on them. They discontinued them, but maybe they are still strong Forerunner doors.
Weird crossover point. I mean, the crossovers are crazy. Look at that.
Oh, Sonic has them?
No,
No, it's discontinued. But they have
pictures.
Do they have anything else?
No.
No, you can't scroll up. They don't have any data. Well, go down. We went too far. Scroll up. There's information right there. That's what I'm saying. There's general features. What are we looking for? I mean, they're right there. There's all the information.
Experience. Do you have experience?
Yes, I have experience using them.
There you go.
It's a wonderful mid bass.
Perfect.
Okay. There again, if you want to know something specific about them and you can't find any information, he found that on Sonic Electronics. If you want to know more about the drivers, crossover points, or something like that, you can call Morel here in the U.S. Go to morelhifi.com. That's going to take you through to Casey and whatnot. Or you could shoot him an email. He's the only guy that's been at Morel, so he'll know everything there is to know about it. And it's not like they discontinued him all that long ago. So the information is still out there. But yeah, it's a really nice speaker. It is a mid-range or mid-bass, so to speak.
I've never had a chance to hear any Morel speakers.
It happens, man. I'd say I'd play mine for you, but they're in the cabinet, so they don't make.
You still got to go hear mine.
Yes. 2023 Toyota Camry. I have the new Morel speakers, including 12-inch sub and Morel 5-channel amp. Thinking about the LC7i Pro DM608 to finish the equipment list. What do you think? So you don't need an LC7i Pro if you get the DM608 because it's built into the DM608, other than the load resistors, which you can get the load resistors externally. So you'd want the LGG20s, which is the green ones. So there'd be no reason to put the LC Pro before a 608. That would be like counterproductive and a waste of money. More a waste of money than anything.
Yeah, if you're doing a 608, you have it built in. You don't need.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the 608 would be wonderful. So, there again, it give you the ability if you wanted to go active front off of the five channel and one day, and then add maybe a small amp for the rears, or pick up a 4-channel, and bridge it to the front doors and use the 5-channel to power the dash tweeter speakers in the rear.
Yep.
You can still do that on a 608, which is a really nice way to go. And the nice thing about the 4 channels, it's the exact same amount of power that is in the 5 channel, because the 5 channel is AB class 1 through 4, D class channel 5. So the 4 channel is also AB class. How exciting is that?
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
It's funny. Hold on. Fang asked a good question here, which I actually asked Natasha the other day. Has the fighting in Israel affected Morel's production? How are the people there? According to what she knows, everything is up and running. They haven't had to close or anything like that. But yeah, no, that was a question and concern I had. And so far, no. But we'll see how it escalates. So we all know how much of a good time everyone's having over there. Which is to say, no one's having a good time over there.
Someone's Chris Vera's #1 fan.
Oh, yeah. He's, yeah. It happens. He always changes his name. Hey, I'm sorry, Nando, but you just lost the position of token pretty guy.
Yeah, no, I got it. No problem.
Yeah. Yes, that is Jester. Oh, we know. He didn't change his picture. So it's all good there.
Man.
Yeah, no, Faye, that was something I was concerned with as well. So, but so far so good. But yeah, it just seems to me like there is going to be at some point some interruption, and
Yeah, I mean,
there's bombs being dropped close by. It's a small area. Like if you ever look at it on a map, it's a very, very small area with affecting another very small area. But yeah, it's
close enough where it's scary.
It's close enough where it could suck. I mean, yeah, for sure. All right, let's see. We got here. Dang, I'm late, Dean. What needs to be done to change the radio in a 99 Mercedes ML430 with Bose radio? I only want Bluetooth and a backup camera. So, Ron, that's where we head over to spiralaudio.com. I think Metro may make the dash kit. I do like Metro dash kits better for Mercedes than Spiral Audio. I don't like the Spiral Audio kits, but their interfaces are pretty solid. I will say they either work or they don't. And if they don't work, there's really no one you can call for help. So follow the instructions implicitly. Yep. Don't side jag. Don't do anything other than what they say in the instructions, because if you call for tech support, they're going to ask you through email, did you read the instructions? So definitely follow that. But Spiral Audio is the place we go when we have those kind of headaches come in the door.
I think they make the ML. They make. I think Metro makes an interface. Don't they?
Metro does make an interface, and the thing is, it's a 99, so it'll probably work okay. But it's retaining the Bose that screws it up for me.
Yeah.
It never goes according to plan. If you're going to take it out, data wise, yeah, it's going to work every time. Theirs will be fine, but retaining that Bose amplifier is always just tear it out. just do something.
Tell me
else.
about it. I tried to retain the Bose amp on a 2014 Silverado. It didn't work well.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the 2014 Silverado has to be bypassed unless you have that AXGM50.
Yeah.
And the AXGM50 doesn't work standalone. I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, because that has bypass it. I think Crux has actually stole somebody's fix for that.
Yeah,
because Alpine made an adapter for it. Alpine had a third party build it, oddly enough. I can't tell you who the third party was. But another company that owns the third party company that was building it didn't realize that they were building it. And they're out there developing their own, not knowing that the company that they owned had already developed it. And then Crux just borrowed the design and come out with their own. Anyways, thought of using 2 kicker keys running active. Think about what I want to do to my new F-150, probably using Morel Temple Ultras in the front and coax in the rear doors. So we've done plenty of kicker keys in F-150s. There's no doubt about it. We typically use the key as a front stage upgrade only. The thing is it has no way for you to tell it that you're using it as a rear key. So it's always going to try to tune itself for the front of the car, which is the problem. Typically what we do is we're in the key front stage. We leave the radio on the rears because it's the rears. And we put a 501 in there to power the subwoofer. But yeah, 2 keys No.
Doesn't
It's
that's not what it was designed for.
It's not designed to do that yet. Yet. One day, maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, Fernando, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. You want to pull that off there
That's
for
it?
me real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
Wow.
hour. Yeah, this stuff goes by fast, man. You know, some of these questions just it's good stuff. But anyways, that's a big amp, guys. It's a really big amp. That's not a lot of people have the power for that thing. That's it. That's all we got for you. That's the show. How exciting is that? Thank you, Chris,
I
for
know.
stopping
Thank
by.
you, man. Thank you
helping
for the
us
help
out.
Thank you.
over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back over there and get back to moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I got nothing else to do.
Fernando's
So-
like, I'm ready to go home.
He can go home.
No,
He's done, so he can dip
We're
out.
gonna come back tomorrow.
Yep, I'm not.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. Don't forget to tune in on Monday. We'll be back in the Bay with our regularly scheduled week lineup for you. So we're here all next week. So we got our Monday show. We got Instagram Lives coming from the Install Bay. We got our Saturday show. We got our Friday morning news. And then we're off to SEMA. SEMA is the week after. So two short weeks. And we'll be at SEMA. And we'll be there with Rockford talking about all the new Rockford stuff, as well as anything else that strikes our fancy.
Yeah.
Tickles our fancy, makes us just want to go, ooh.
Ooh,
New stuff all the way around. We're going to, of course, try to take you guys on that journey. We'll see what we could do. I don't know. Rockford's got us doing a lot of stuff, so it ought to be fun no matter what. But we'll definitely get to see, try to get you guys out to see what the booths look like.
For sure.
Kicker's going to be there. Rockford's, obviously going to be there. Ground Zero, the HKI guys are going to be there. Other than that, I really don't know who else is going to. Brian will be there from Mobile Solutions talking about the expo.
Nalik is gonna be there.
Somewhere. We don't know where, though. We don't know
I mean,
what
they're
Nalik
gonna
is
be
doing.
there. So
Yeah, I don't know what they'll be doing. But anyways, we got a normal week coming, and of course there'll be YouTube videos all next week. We'll have those, and I'm going to try to edit a bunch of videos for the week we're gone, so you guys will have something to watch.
that's right.
Hell, there's so many videos there. That's a good question, and I don't think, and they're actually out of town this week, so it's why I'm going to work, because I have nothing to do and no one to see.
Well, you saw
leave.
me. What more?
Oh yeah, that's true. Good point.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, guys, that's all we got for you. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, and make sure to come back on Monday. Fernando,
Bye, guys.
Chris.
Have a good one. On to the next one. Right? That's what Fernando
Yeah.
does? Yeah.
I mean, we could do that. But all right, guys. See ya.